Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Today we're gonna do an introduction to zakat, and I'm using this Zaki Financial Zakat Calculator. The website address is zakatcalculators.net. It's available in English and Arabic, and it is reviewed and approved by Sheikh Man Al Qudat, very well known in the US for his Islamic finance experience. It's private. You don't have to enter any name or email. They do not collect any personal information. And you get the answer at the bottom, and you don't even have to submit. Anyway, so we start now with learning. Do I have to pay zakat? Yes, if you are a Muslim, you have control of the money. Basically, your money, your children money, you're the guardian or the trustee of that money. The money is at or above nisab, and we're going to talk about that. And then you have the money for a full lunar year, and then you have access to the money, and that is limited in retirement accounts, especially, and we'll talk about that because we're going to have 3 more videos about personal zakat, investment zakat, and business zakat. So look for those separately, and you can use the one that apply to you. So first, when you do zakat, choose the date. So lunar date. By the way, in this calculator, you can use a regular Gregorian date, like today, April 15th, for example, and it will calculate the rate at the end in Hijri lunar year and solar Gregorian year for you, okay? But let's say Ramadan, we're in today, Ramadan 14th, I believe. Or if you want to use Gregorian, it's 4/15, 2022. All right. But every year, the same day, calculate all of your assets, calculate your zakat, and then you owe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that for that year. You can pay it right away, pay it through Ramadan, your ability and circumstances. As far as the nisab or the threshold of zakat, so if you have money less than that, you don't owe zakat on that. If you have money above that, then you start owing zakat. And you can use either 612 grams of silver or 85 grams of gold. Most people use gold, so I put it here in the calculator. However, silver is cheaper. If your assets are less than the gold threshold and you still want to pay zakat, then use the silver one. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward you more, of course. So let's say here the price of gold now is 65, for example. And that will give you a nisab of 5,525. Of course, you can choose, the currency of your choice. I'm using dollars here. So what are the assets that are not zakatable? Basically, personal properties, your house, your vacation house, your cars, your furniture, anything you use for, personal use. If you buy like a second house and your intention to use it or leave it for your son, then don't pay zakat on it. But if you buy a second house and you say, okay, I'm going to keep it for a year and I'm going to sell it and make money on it, and you have no other intention for that house, then that becomes zakatable because now it's a trading asset, not a personal use asset. As far as jewelry, most scholars are of the opinion that if it's gold and silver for personal use, you don't pay zakat. And you don't also pay zakat on any other type of jewelry that is not gold or silver. Now, some scholars say that you pay zakat on gold and silver jewelry. We take that here, the middle, ground, and we we ask people to pay zakat if it's excessive, more than the custom for you and your family or your surrounding, or if you buy it with the intention of saving, not for personal use. Anyway, I mean, if you decide to pay zakat on all of it, there is a place to put that. If you don't decide not to pay zakat on any of your gold or silver jewelry, then put zero. Also, if you have a business, your tools, your equipment, your machines, you don't pay zakat on that. Your fixed assets, like your building, your furniture, you don't pay zakat on that. Your agricultural land, labor, animals, farm equipment, you don't pay zakat on that. You pay zakat only on the stuff that you sell or on net income if you have an income business. And we'll explain that in the business zakat. Now, non-for-profit organization don't pay zakat. However, like if they have assets for sale or if they have, a business that they're generating income, then they pay zakat on that. If you have earnings that are haram, you don't pay zakat on that because you're supposed to dispose of it. Okay. If you like took money by extortion, bribery, or fraud, you're supposed to return that to the rightful owner. And if you cannot get that to the rightful owner, then you give it all to the charity. The example that happens the most is interest, because sometimes you have a bank account and the bank does not have an option not to pay interest, or unfortunately, some Muslims don't pay attention to and don't make effort to find an account that doesn't have interest, and they end up at the end of the year with some interest. So you don't pay zakat on that. You take all of that and you pay to charity. All right. And after that, this calculator can be very simple if you choose only what you have, a couple of, type of assets, and then you're done very quickly. Of course, if you have more, the calculator will become more comprehensive and will cover all aspects of zakah for you, and it become, very helpful. And then the more questions you answer, the more options open for you to pin down the exact zakat amount for you. So again, please follow this with the video on personal zakat, business zakat, or investment zakat, or all of them if they apply to you. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum.